What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 squeeze stocks based on short interest that you need to add to your watch list for this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all that, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So when it comes down to the market, there's been an extreme amount of volatility over the last little bit. So the market's kind of on edge and very jumpy. It's looking for the next big thing. And the next big thing, of course, is a CPI. So CPI is coming out on Tuesday. So if this data is very positive, then you will see a very nice continuation of a market run. Vice versa could happen. Of course, if this data is negative, then anticipate a pullback. But based on what the estimates are right now, so core CPI month over month is 0.3 versus year over year, it is 3.7. So I think that it could come in a little bit lower. Of course, the Feds are anticipating lower numbers, so that might be kind of positive overall for at least Tuesday's data. And over and above that, you do see the fear and greed index still relatively high at 71. So people's appetite for risk is still very much there. So that could really stand to benefit a nice continuation of a run and thus really help a lot of the stocks I'm going to be talking on. And then a second data point to watch for. So CPI is on Tuesday, and then on Thursday there is PPI. So two big indicators to kind of watch for. Aside from that, these are the companies unveiling their earnings. There isn't anything really that could disrupt the broader market if they miss significantly on their earnings. But then again, that's just me. I could be wrong. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Starting off with stock number 5. So that is Adial Pharmaceuticals, if I'm saying that right, ticker's ADIL. And so I have vetted a lot of these companies just for reverse stock splits, just so you guys are aware, because if a company has done a reverse stock split, it typically does skew the numbers behind the scenes. So they have done a 1 for 25, August 7th, 2023. But of course, that's far enough that Ortex has adjusted their information. So over the last 1 year, though, it is down 83.39%. In 2024, it is up 10.75%. Very low market cap, so 3.43 million, so just be aware of that. And on Friday, it did go down 2.83%. This is what they do, so pause it, read through it. So in the pharmaceutical industry, but it's the data points, that is why it is on this list. So on Friday, shorts did return about 61,000 shares. 68.01% of the free float is being shorted. 902.97 thousand shares overall are being shorted, so a relatively low float, you can tell that. And cost per average is 479.43%. As well, it is on the threshold list, so you can see as of, it looks like the 7th was the very first day that's on the threshold list. And just to point this out, so shares on loan, 600,000 shares. So shares on loan is lower than how many shares are being shorted. So obviously a very clear indication that there is naked shorting, thus why it is on the threshold list. So this one, definitely add to your watch list. This company right here has never been on this channel, and that is, I'm not going to butcher their name, I'm probably going to say it wrong, but ticker's ATMU. On Friday, it did go down 1.12%. It looks like it's been trading for less than 1 year, so over the last 6 months, it is up 5.2%, and 2024 has been somewhat okay, up 1.58%. Market cap is relatively good, so 1.99 billion, and this is what they do. So based out of the States, automotive parts and equipment. Data point wise, 69.86% of the free float is being shorted. 10.91 million shares overall are being shorted. On Friday, shorts did increase about 280,000 shares. Cost per average is 55.2%, and utilization is 96.34%. And just to look over here, so Interactive Brokers short availability does indicate 0 shares available to be shorted. So again, something to kind of consider. Moving on to stock number 3. This one's very popular, similar to stock number 2 among retail, and that is a RILY Financial, ticker is RILY. On Friday, they did have a fairly good day, up 5.63%. And year to date, so 2024, it is up 10.77%, and over the last 1 year, down 42.29%. This is what they do, so just read through that. But again, it's the data points, that is why it is on this list. So 72.74% of the free float is being shorted. That works out to be 11.83 million shares overall being shorted. And on Friday, shorts didn't do all that much, so they increased about 16,000 shares. Cost of our average is 251.47%, and utilization is at 100%. 91%, and then short score is 92.97. So the higher the number for short score, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze in theory based on Ortex and their calculations. It is also on the threshold list, so something to kind of consider. And the shares on loan is slightly higher than the amount of shares being shorted, so kind of somewhat even there, but still, regardless, most likely a clear indication that there is also naked shorting that is happening. Again, that's why it's on the threshold list. Moving on to stock number 2. So like I said, very popular among retail, and that is Bowlero, tickers BOWL. On Friday, it did go down 2.07%. Year to date is down 10%, and over the last 1 year, down 25.47%. Looking here, this is what they do. So under the leisure facilities, I've covered this one quite a lot, in fact. And Bowlero has shown in the past that it does have the momentum to go up higher. So that's kind of a positive thing. But then again, under these kind of videos for the short squeeze stocks, I don't really talk on technicals all that much. I could in the future, but that will probably push the video quite a lot longer than maybe what a lot of people really want. But on Friday, shorts did return about 55,000 shares. 77.19% of the free float is being shorted. That works out to be 16.64 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is 17.35%. Utilization is 92.43%. And through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate around 100,000 shares is available to be shorted. And finally, moving on to stock number 1. This is a new one. And just to kind of rule it out, I have double checked to make sure that they haven't done any reverse stock splits. They haven't submitted any new like SEC documents to show outstanding share count, because outstanding share count would skew a lot of these numbers as well. And they haven't done any of that. So this stock definitely does have a very high cost to borrow, and that is UCAR, so UPPOWER Limited. Very small market cap, so similar to, I think it was stock number 5, so 3.1 million. This is what they do. So automotive retail, it is based out of China, so obviously take that with a grain of salt. And just to show you right here, so no reverse stock splits or anything like that. And so when it comes to this company, on Friday it went down 1.99%, hasn't been trading for 1 year, but over 2024, not really the best, down 67.85%, and over the last 6 months, down 98.64%. But again, these companies are on this list because of the short interest percentage, not really their operational or their stock performance. So based on Friday, shorts did return about 370,000 shares. 93.26% of the free float is being shorted, which does work out to be 3.15 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 17.44%, and through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate around 6.4 million shares overall are being shorted. So all in all, very interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts. Is there any other stocks that you think could potentially squeeze this week, and why? So what's your thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, take advantage of this promo as I always share with you. So simply sign up for an account with me, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000, so take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.